towards this playground area, moving towards long A, but you do have a man in here towards bathroom for Vitality.
Well, Shoxy, what have you got for us to kick off IEM Winter? Sharp shots coming through, Frozen falling, 2 for 1. As acoR manages to make that trade happen. ropz as well with a P250.
Yeah.
Just lurking there.
That's a bit of a weapon he's famous for. The P250 armor thrown over to ropz on the pistol rounds is always something that's fantastic. But with the A site push coming out, Apex is going to slink away towards the baths.
Edging up here, Masuta. Looking to hold from jump up. And the slow two-man flank coming in late through long bathrooms. Oh, going to have a stop to it. They want to try to hold this crossfire. Masuta needs a helping hand. And acoR over the top. Not going to be able to find anything initially. Apex. He's going to find ropz in through the smoke there. Spamming away. Kyojin down to 6 HP. Make it zip. As now it's all up to Apex to clutch it. 46 HP. Make it 0 as Dexter chimes in with a big 2K himself. 2 for acoR at the end. And there you have it. Mouse taking that T-pistol is going to be huge here in the best of one.
Yeah, it's a good start. I mean, yeah, you mentioned it, best of one. Pistols are all important to be able to get you off on the right foot. What is going to be the second round investment, though, for Vitality? We've seen, I mean, less so on the CT side and more so on the T side. We've seen less second round forces out of some teams who really like that second round A1S buy or AK buy to come in. Vitality, they're in a bit of a midway point. You did get an investment, but it does indicate that, especially because you've got 650 and 700 on ZywOo and Shox, that Vitality do want to give this round a crack. But if it doesn't go all too well, they're happy to invest into round number 4, and they want those double orbs.
Well, slow push into short here. Masuta not wanting to push too much further. I mean, that these rifles in hand definitely have the range.
The ropz cam, I absolutely love it.
It's full forehead cam.
Oh, gorgeous, isn't it?
If only there was X-ray vision, you'd see straight into his brain. Now, Mouse, the brain says they're going to be going for this contact out monster, but Bymas spotted. Great molly, however, it's the shot that's that little bit better as well. Flash over towards headshot now as ropz looking to wrap his way in. There's the entry they're looking for. CT starting to flood all the way down here, but they're going to be ripped apart. Mouse, a very solid take as Shox now. Just looking to maybe find an overextending terrorist. And that could be Dexter. Big swing comes through. T spacing. Looking just to lock Shox in to Graffiti here.
Yep, just wants those exits. Wants the economic damage. Now still have 3 rifles up. So if they take Shox out of the equation without any further damage, and they will, they'll be happy with how that round went. Because now they get to go into the anti-eco, and this can be a pretty big economy building round for Mouse. So talk about a good start in a best of one needed for an underdog team. This could be a recipe for success for mousesports to get rolling on this T side nice and early. And they're going to be able to execute their game plan. We've seen Mither and Dexter working together as a coach RGL duo for a long time. So I'm sure they have their heads screwed on, and they have a good game plan for this T side, and they're going to have the money to be able to make it happen. And speaking of that game plan, it's not going to be one that Vitality's necessarily going to be too ready for. Oh, it's just rough for Shox to finish off that kill. He does get it done.
A little messy, but he gets it over the line. You could see him just scrambling to try to line that headshot up initially. As we are going to see.
Got an AK now.
Info though for ZywOo, who's not going to be able to make his way away. Frozen, jumping in at party, able to pick up another.
Just look at this push as well from Shox. He drops that player, gives the AK to Masuta, who has unfortunately lost it. Dexter all the way up long A is doing a ton of damage, and actually this round was kind of getting dangerous for mousesports, but seems like Dexter started to bring them out of it. Shox still able to potentially complete this 1-on-2. He's got time to be able to complete this flank, and Mouse haven't not got the bomb down yet, Mac.
No, but they are just taking it patiently, back to back, making sure they're close and able to trade if Shox shows his head. But he's made his way all the way to long now. And he might just be able to catch a perfect timing as Mouse edge their way into side. I don't think they're worried about long here at all.
Can hear the footsteps, Mac.
Oh, and he might be able to catch them both. acoR looking to plant there at the truck. Oh no, Beam is falling. But the bomb's gone down, and acoR does have the AK and the round. 3 on the board now, holding the line and finishing off what the rest of the boys started. But how good of a round was that from Team Vitality with the pistols?
Yeah, it was gorgeous. Great economic damage. And this is where I get to see if my hunch was correct. Vitality, they saved a bit of extra cash in towards that force buy. And that would have given Shox the option to double AWP if he wanted to into this round. But he opts not to. They only want that singular AWP. So Shox, both him and Apex could have bought kits there, but they've opted not to. They want to save the extra money instead. So we'll keep an eye on whether we get into one of these late round scenarios. The spam straight through. The old school Zipnik spam from back in the day through the wood. I remember going through so many of his demos as that B rotator player. All the little lineups and spams and nades you could do. So that's beautifully done by Apex.
Very solid start to the round for Vitality. Nice little cheeky boost here. Just at the stairs to try to catch ZywOo off. Knowing that he loves to play this position here at Sandwich. And you can see they've isolated this contact play all the way to the front of bathroom. So homework being done. And there goes ZywOo. Mouse able to bring their way back into the round 4v4.
Yeah, for sure. That homework's been done. You're 100% correct. Just able to avoid all of those annoying angles. Shox just taking the open fights. Apex and Shox seem to just be firing up for Vitality and multi-fragging up a Storm in every round, Mac.
Oh, yeah. 2 big kills and 2 more on the menu. Dexter, slow reaction as Apex just swings him. Even with the numbers advantage, Vitality are just putting this pressure on. Time and time again, acoR. Ooh, 55 HP for him to play with. Bomb down in the open. It all seems a little too tricky. Flank coming through. The suffocation. There it is. Shox to secure the first round for Vitality. Mouse unable to string 4 together. Already off to a pretty solid start on that T side, but Vitality, what a round from them.
I mean, it's Shox and Apex, dude. No one else has even put a frag on the board. These 2 vets are just fragging out of control for Vitality. And all of the work done on the Deagles in the previous round has now reared its ugly head. Mouse economically reset after that first gun round. They had a good read. They had a good opening to it, taking ZywOo out of the equation and just avoiding all of those AWP angles. But once we got into the mid round, Apex just took over, mate.
Well, looks like we do have a cheeky tech pause cranked up, ripened early here for everyone to sit through, including us. So we'll just kick it back for a moment. Just chill out until it's all sorted.
It's only early days, but I'm already liking what I'm seeing from acoR. In terms of the mechanics, he seems like he's feeling on point to get today. At least was kind of anticipating that pick from Sandwich. Able to take ZywOo out of the equation in that first gun round and set his team up for success. He hit a couple nice shots on the pistol. So that's going to be a player that, talk about a BO1 on Overpass. I've seen many a BO1 on Overpass, or even just an Overpass game in general, won by an AWPer who's in some great form.
Yeah, I feel like Vitality, I'm not 100% sure how they usually play Overpass, but if you're getting picked into Overpass by a team like Mouse, and they've obviously been doing some homework on your strategy, this is when you slightly change it up a bit, go for those CT aggressions, try to just change, ruin the game plan of the T's.
I think it was Mouse who left it down to Mirage or Overpass, and Vitality chose to go to Overpass.
Yeah.
So, Mouse will have been well aware it's going to be one of those 2, most likely. And I think for you to have no reps on this map in recent competitive play and leave it in the pool, it's almost like you anticipate playing it. It's almost like a bait kind of situation where you very clearly left it out there in the veto, and your opponents, will have all of the information, will know exactly how familiar you are with the map. Obviously, practice is another situation. Great to have the player cams as well.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference.
Just to see how the players are doing, what the, I guess the mood is like in both camps, of course.
I mean, it's always great to witness the pictures that you get and just the screenshots of Vitality that you get happen actually live while you're casting.
I do have an old picture of Apex in the background of my stream. One of his old ones really pops off. Man's very animated.
I mean, he's popping off in the server right now. Haven't seen any pop-offs outside of the server just yet.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Mouse, of course, off to a very good start. I think their economy was just a little all over the place. So
it's completely wrecked. Like, they got to take the single eco, then they could go into a gun round. I don't know if they'll have enough for an AWP. We'll see. But yeah, Vitality just put themselves in a really excellent position after winning that one. Like we talked about, important to have yourself a good start on the T side and the BO1. I think as long as this anti-eco is clean from Vitality on the CT side, then it's really anyone's game yet again, anyone's half.
Look at Mitha, just chilling in the background. Feels like it's been ages since I've seen him last.
Yeah, I mean, he really did his groundwork. It's not very common that you see a EU coach go and coach a Australian team, but he put up with the Aussies for quite a long time. So it's good to see him land once again on an EU team.
Yeah, and then stole one, of course. Stole the brains.
I mean, yeah. It's worth it. It's deserved at that point. You know, you put up with a full team of Aussies for such a long time. You deserve at least one.
Yeah, take one home with you, right?
Take a souvenir with you. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's like when you get one of those kangaroo plushies at the airport. Same thing, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
You just chuck Dexter in his suitcase.
Oh, well, ropz, of course, pulling away from that player cam now that he's not in game. And we can see his whole head, not just his forehead.
Yeah. He's one of those 16x9ers, if I remember correctly, so crosshair's even smaller. It'll be even closer.
I think he plays on native as well, so it's right down to the pixels.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And he also plays a incredibly small, like the 1 pixel size crosshair with no outline as well. So pure accuracy, but also gives your eyes a nice little workout.
Yep. Those eye workouts, man. Going to be doing any kind of workout in esports. That's probably one of the ones you're looking for.
Oh, well. Let's see if this tech pause is potentially going to change up the pace here. Apex, of course, does have his headset back on now, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, another thing that player cams help with. A little less in the dark. It's just classic first day of the event, though. Always get these teething issues and whatnot. You can prep as much as you want, but the classic esports event curse, first day, will undo all of your hard work. Bound to be problems, no matter how hard you try.
All right, Mitch, we're going to rate the player's hair. That's what we're down to now.
Okay.
So, what's this? Out of 10.
I think that's probably a pretty standard haircut.
Yep.
So I'd say like 7.5. I think that's fair, right? Like just clean, normal.
Yeah, pretty clean. Looks pretty fresh too, you know, nice and short on the sides. So it's coming to this thinking about, okay, I'm going to be on the player cams. Let's get it cranking. Now, moving on. Oh, of course, Frozen. The hair you love to see. I don't know if... Do you think that it's just naturally stuck like this now, or he's used gel?
I think he's probably using some like lighter product. Like a cream or a clay or something like that.
Yep.
Most likely. I don't think that's gel. Like, it doesn't have that wet look. Although a bit in the side, it does look a little bit like jelly, you know?
Yeah. Not too bad. Now, do you think it increases his aerodynamics, and because of that, Frozen's actually going to play out of his mind today?
I'm not sure. But worth mentioning, outside of the hair, that Mouse is calling a tack timeout now, which is why Mither is now speaking.
That sounds good. And you know what that means, Mitch? It sounds like we're about to jump back into the game and that the tech pause is sorted. So I think it'll be moments before we jump back underway and see what Mouse are going to be able to do just with the Glocks here. they had done a relatively decent amount of damage to Vitality's economy, so maybe we'll see some upgraded weapons, just a P250 and a flash it looks like, and we'll see what they're going to throw at Vitality.
Yeah. This is a bit of a throwback as well. Shock's on the MP9. I remember that one event where it's like all that he used, and he was just farming cash.
Yeah.
Every gun round, he had an MP9, and he was just dropping AWPs. A bit ludicrous. I mean, minimal investment from Mouse. 2 upgraded pistols and just a single flash from Dexter there. He'll probably peg that over to Divider or something like that.
Well, again, we're going to see Frozen positioned with that Deagle over the top here, just clearing this Divider angle. And Mouse are just going to stay nice and closely spaced here. They're just looking for some control, of course. ropz's forehead back towards the camera. You love to see it. But Shoxy, as you mentioned, with this MP9, about to have a field day. Oh,
yeah, re-smoke on the Divider. Going to keep the T's back, followed it up nicely by Nade, and pretty clear Vitality knows what's going on here. Even just spamming straight through the smoke. There's going to be so much cash for Shocks.
You love to see it as a Vitality fan. Full cleanup, no casualties, and a great way to even out that economy. But that being said, Mouse, of course, no investment into the previous means they're back on the guns, and they're still in the lead at the moment, 3-2.
These are always the tricky gun rounds because you don't have full utility. You're skipping a couple of grenades here and there. Particularly flashes on rounds like this, especially if on some of your defaults, your AWP player on Overpass, you've seen a lot of teams have the AWP player can sometimes throw a little bit of supportive utility, set up the riflers. It's just not going to be the case. And even this early on in the round, you get Molotovs to short B and party, which leaves pretty much no mollies for the executes. This makes going towards the B site on this map quite a bit harder. You can't have that molly for close pillar. You can't have the molly for barrels, anything like that, or even into water. So it's really just down to flashes and 2 smokes to get mouths through the mid to late round after 1 minute 20.
Shoxy looking just to... Here's some sound cues. As there was that flash over towards long. And trying to put himself in a position to succeed with this MP9. Close range engagements is what he's looking for. Timing. Keeps him alive as he cops just 1 AK bullet, but a big flash setting Frozen up rather for success. There it is. Big entry kill. And that's going to be the man advantage.
Yeah, all the utility invested in that though. 2 flashes and a smoke left for Mouse. That's it. So as we get the man advantage here for Mouse, I actually love it that they're grouping up towards the B side of the map. Looking like it'll probably just be, you know, very simple play off the back of a flash or contact play, something like that. Short B is taken by Vitality and an off angle from Kyojin. He's going to throw down a smoke at a beautiful timing here, but Bymas pops open the door and Mal's going to speed up, Mac.
Oh, flash coming in a little bit late and Dexter going early. However, great trade from ropz. 2 huge entries, and it's just Zywoo in a 1-on-4 looking to hold down the fort. Man's going to go wide here. Ooh, find one. Back on the re-entry. Bomb planted. Spam through the short panel. And Zoe's just going to keep on going forward. Finds the line. Reactive from Bymas swinging in to trade. It got dangerous. But Mouse, that's exactly what you want to see. 4 rounds on the board now.
Problem is, Vitality's money is really strong for this point of the game. And Mouse had no loss bonus even after just winning that 1 round, which came down to only those 2 players surviving. They're looking pretty broke, whereas Vitality, they're straight into the full reinvestment. It was a great little round for Mouse, considering they had quite limited utility. They isolate Shocks in towards the bathrooms and work that first pick, and then just keep things simple by going towards the B side of the map with numbers. Pretty much the best way to play around like that. Again, utility being invested early on has minimized the risk, pushed the player off of party, but unfortunately, with the double AWP setup, you've got 2 different AWP players able to create yourselves opportunities and playing both of them over towards the A side of the map. If the party player doesn't get a pick, the long player can definitely do so, especially if you hear that AWP shot towards party. You're assuming there won't be a secondary one. Maybe you skip the flash towards long, and acoR goes down.
And you got that full reposition coming through as well. Apex was up on the A site nice and early, but he's all the way back at B. Expecting Mouse with that man disadvantage just to group up and look to hit the small site. Bomb heading in this direction. There's a decent amount of util to make a hit happen. Dexter probing into short here. Now with short and monster control. Mouse positioned to take B.
Apex ready with the flash, though. These are the kind of flashes that on a great timing is just going to set Kyojin up for success. Gets thrown in a little early. Mouse taking their time to actually get into the site here, Mac.
Yeah, Dexter looking to probe. Big nades, dunking Dexter. And now that's going to be a two-man advantage, but Bymas coming in with some attempt at redemption. It's going to be Masuda swinging. Great timing on the smoke at short. And Mouse may just be fended off of B and look to save already.
They're just locked out. There's nothing they could do. And that's going to be difficult for their economy. Even Dexter and acoR with the 1K in the bank are going to be sitting at that 2.4 margin. And with two players saving over, this is going to put their economy in a very weird position for Mouse. This is not how you wanted the game to go. When you kicked off this map, when you got that pistol, when you dealt with the force fire, you were thinking to yourselves, okay, dream start on the T side. But it's been nothing but nightmares since then. You get eco'd effectively by Vitality. Apex and Shox both going huge. First gun round is a struggle for you to get across the line, and then immediately after winning that first gun round and reducing a loss bonus to nothing, you find your economy broken.
Yeah.
So Mouse, I mean, two passages of play from this position, right? You take a full save around the two AKs and try to make something happen, or you even up your money by force buying in. It's going to be the latter for them. And the utility, I mean, between these two teams is night and day.
Ooh. Shox reading that jump peak over towards the stairs. But again, Mouse, they are just loving this contact creep straight up bathroom. Shoxy going in. But the T's, not quite able to trade just yet. Shox going to be stuck on the back of the wall now and hoping that ZywOo swings his way in to save them. Apex going to be dropping a flash and as well picking up 2 more kills. So Mouse in a very rough position now. 2 rifles. Just holding this bathroom control. And the bomb retrievable inside bathrooms. That being said, 3-man advantage at the moment for Vitality.
Yeah. Vitality is just picking them apart. If it's not the double AWPs, it's Apex who's having an absolute blinder of a half right now. Just wide peeking, fighting every single angle and absolutely loving it.
Well, Rob's putting his whole brain into this play, as you can see in the player cam.
Can we get like a little, you know, in those cartoons where you get the little cloud-like circle in their forehead? That's like, what's going on in there? For ropz,
I'd love if we had the technology. I just don't know if it's there yet, Mitch.
For ropz, it's definitely not the monkey symbols, that's for sure. It's probably looking like maybe stormy rain clouds, so...
Ooh, I reckon it's just a whole lot of equations. He's trying to figure out all these angles, where he needs to stand to have the best possible chance of surviving. Either way, Vitality happy to keep 5 alive and take another round, evening things up. 4 rounds apiece. Mouse, they will have this 1 AK to play with into the next, but other than that, not a whole lot.
They just haven't had a single round where their money is normal, you know? Like, again, it's just this weird one where ropz will save over and he'll probably have to deke into that next gun round. I mean, it's just beautiful for Apex. I would like to say that knowing that he's going up against a half buy is what gives him the confidence to fight bathrooms, but considering how he's been playing this whole game long, I'm pretty sure he'd just be doing it anyway, mate.
What do we got Mouse looking for here? Rob's positioning himself at the front and center, looking to make his way in through Con. Vitality not playing this position, just ready for these pistols to bust out somewhere again, looking to play very long-range engagements, especially with that double op setup on it.
It's got to be a ropz round, so everything you can do to set up ropz for success, Mouse have got to be doing.
They've heard that door open here at short. Masuda stuck on the one and done position. However, this pistol hunting for info. ropz wants to trade and he will.
Yep.
That's some good damage.
Exactly what you want to be doing with the Glockers. Dexter has a flash. That could be another rifle retrieved if they can get up short B.
Ooh, very true. We'll see this smoke fading. Kyojin just wanting to go wide with the flash of Apex. In it comes. No info. And over the top, the boost is going to crack open another. That's going to be a numbers advantage. And now they're looking to push their way up short. ropz, though, falling. And there's no one there to grab the AK just yet. It's going to be some util use, but Kyojin might have just salvaged the round. ZywOo here at headshot as well. Able just to slide another shot onto Mouse, but Frozen, could he save the day? No. Shox coming in with the secondary AWP, but that is a big W in my books for Mouse, doing so much damage, just bringing Glocks and 1 AK into the round.
Absolutely. It makes a world of difference because Vitality's money was looking so solid before that. At least Mouse have knocked them down a peg in terms of the economic damage. The money is still really good for Vitality, but at least they're not sitting at like 5+K across the board, which is probably where they would have been at. Mouse now, another bit of a mixed bag by utility down to just 3 players. acoR's back on the AWP, which means he's got no util to play with. ropz onto the Galil off of saving in that previous.
Yeah.
So again, it's another round where 1 minute 35, Mouse have got to make their way through this round with limited smokes, limited flashes, and no Molotovs for the late round exec, or even to just take map control if you wanted to multi short B or divider. It's not going to be able to happen. Look at Vitality. Aggressive positioning from Shox off the back of ZywOo's contact. He'll be looking to potentially push in the mid to late round as well.
And he's doing just that, Mitch. All the way around the corner. How's the timing? Oh, right in behind the tees. I don't know if Shox has made a footstep there or not. If he has, Mouse have not heard it. But ropz, oh, picking up the pieces just in time. Yeah. Make sure that flank does not come through.
He's also going to drop himself an A1S that he can pick up. ZywOo out on an island here. He knows that Mouse are executing this A site. So Vitality.
Oh, timing.
Oh, ropz. Oh, he's just completely played him, Mac.
Beautiful. The old peekaboo coming through. Masuta, though, looking to go through with Apex here, but Frozen in the corner. All looks away. The 2-man push, the staggered approach. It almost works out for Vitality. But there it is. Mouse locking it down. That post plant. It's going to be a tied up game. Big play coming through and a faster approach at the mid round from Mouse.
Yeah, beautifully done. Just having all their bases covered. Very aware of what's clean and dirty. Game sense on point, as always, as you'd want to see from a team of this caliber. Even after acoR stops holding the long A push, ropz is going to come up and clean up that flanker, get himself an A1S. And yeah, ropz, I mean, whether he's opening up the rounds or playing around in the mid to late round, just cleaning up these things on the lurk. Oh, I don't think... Yeah, see, ZywOo was scoped in when ropz saw him there. I believe, from his POV, if I remember correctly. So that's actually huge that ropz sees him and ducks his head down, because ZywOo did not see him initially. So timing really going the way of ropz there. And we are into another technical pause. Of course, the teething issues continue, but it's good to see the boys over there on mousesports get back in with the round to keep this half competitive. I'd say it's going to be pretty neck and neck heading into the end of things. Even though Vitality got themselves off to that really good economy and got the double AWPs rolling.
Which will be really interesting heading into that second half, because Mouse, you know, they've got a very, very structured CT side on their good days. But the stats from Vitality say they get the majority of their rounds on this T side. So it's really going to be a good test of how Mouse's form is coming into IEM Winter. But again, if they manage to take the best of one over Vitality, that is a huge statement.
Yeah, I always used to love watching Vitality play the B side of Overpass back in the day when RPK was on the squad. And I think like some of those fundamentals have stayed through into this squad. Like I think even with Alex on the team as well, I always loved B side Overpass, watching Vitality play. Just the timing of their utility and the big site rotator, setting up the anchor for success with the good flashes and whatnot. Seeing the same thing, Apex setting up Kyojin for success. And then obviously over on the other side of the map, you've got some tricks up your sleeve. Obviously you got ZywOo running around the place, but with Shox taking a double AWP into A, that's an annoying one. And this is one of the most viable maps to double AWP a site. So many long lines and long angles you can lock down on the A side of Overpass.
So far, so good for Mouse. I think, if you would change anything, do you think that maybe a faster change here would be better, or
Like
is that just too dangerous?
A quicker round would work in theory better on a round like this than some of the previous, because the thing is, the CT side might have a little less utility. I think it's going to be good for the most part, but there might be one or two players who's going to lack some nades just due to the fact that the CT side economy is looking a little bit more fragile. So whenever you get those rounds where a team has access to less util, like if you have a low util buy on the CT side of Overpass, you don't have to worry as much about double AWP. You don't have to worry as much about just getting shut down by layering of utility like mollies and getting locked out of some of those choke points on B. So I feel like the B site is a little easier to attack against a low util team on Overpass, so that might open yourself up to a faster play on B. I'm not minding how Mouse are working the mid to late round though, and it seems like they have pretty good ideas of the tendencies of Vitality, especially over towards A. You look at the pathing, the way that they work their way around Zywo's AWP. You look at the fact that they were very much ready for that mid to late round aggression from Shocks on long A. So it seems like they're quite comfortable in a longer, more drawn out round.
It's crazy how many times Mouse have just pushed front bathroom after clearing that divider line. Just dry. No flashes, full contact. Obviously establishing that as the best approach to Vitality's defense, which seems extremely dangerous when you're going up against one of the best AWPers in the world. It's almost crazy, but it takes guts, takes a lot of homework to get to these positions.
Yeah, I think it's homework. It's also, you don't give as much credit for it, but especially from what we're used to in Asia as well as Oceania, the thing that these EU CS players are a million times better at is often the movement and the protocols involved with clearing parts of the map. And that's the thing that we take for granted when we watch these players play. The shouldering around party and the small little boosts, two-man tower boosts they do up over the hedge and the way that they peak angles, even against an AWP, can be very, very favorable to the point where you don't need to use utility. But because we're so stuck in our minor region casting, these are the things that are much more dangerous to players of lower levels because they just don't have the same movement. They don't have the same feel for the protocols and the way that they clear map control. So
yeah,
we'll just watch old mate from, whatever Aussie team peak that AWP line and just get absolutely destroyed. But obviously not going to happen at this level of competition as often. And if they do need to use the util, they're going to do it.
Well, I think now is a very good time to continue rating Hair Mitch. I'm not too sure how far away we are from jumping back into the game. So, Apex, look, I think he's got a good looking head.
What about xTaz?
Well, there's not too much there to rate, is there?
Does that make it a good rating or a bad rating?
I think you cannot rate it poorly because it's perfect. Right?
Yeah, I think that's about correct. I honestly don't have a word of criticism for xTaz. I think he's done a pretty bang up job by all accounts.
I think
Every time you watch any iteration of a Vitality team play, pretty gorgeous.
And everyone just riding this one out. ropz, of course, really firing up. Doing pretty well so far for Mouse. 10 and 7. Already starting to do some of that heavy lifting. We've seen Frozen really fire up with 8 and 7. Even acoR, as you mentioned, going toe-to-toe with Zywo Currently beating them in terms of those stats, KD. Everyone really putting their big boy shoes on for Mouse to try to win what is technically the underdog battle here. Vitality as that world number 2. Maybe not expecting to be allowed to go to Overpass, but by choosing to go here out of those final 2 map picks, whoa, they probably thought that they had the advantage. You know, if we went to Mirage, I don't know how different that would have gone, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen a fair bit from Mouse on Mirage where they've done pretty well for themselves. Most of the games that I actually do remember Mouse playing were on Mirage. I'll have a look like how much they've been playing it recently. That might not have been a bad run of things, but we did end up on Overpass regardless. So I think it's been a pretty even game so far, and couldn't really pick a winner, to be honest. At least from what we've seen so far.
Well, look, Mitch, we're still currently writing this one out, so we've organised for you a pro tip for Overpass.
Hey Future Pros! The map today is Overpass, a map all about taking territory. So here is a little nade set to help garner some control around the bathroom area. For this mini exec you'll need 1 smoke and 1 molly. To throw this smoke, stand in front of this flower. Aim to the sky and just to the right of the tower. Then just toss the smoke. The leaves move a lot, so try to learn this without using them to line this one up. To throw your molly, stand in the same spot and aim in line with the middle of this flower. Then aim just below the wooden section of the sandpit. Run forward for a good few steps, then jumping throw the molly while still running. And that's it! This utility set will gain you some space to edge your way to the A side, or just to keep the CTs guessing.
Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night and never day. Even when I wash the floor, the dust still comes. Keep on hunting for the bread. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm. Far from calm, I know you feel me, brother. Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night, it's never day. Even when I watch the floor, the dust will come. Keep on hunting for the prey. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm, far from calm. I know you feel me, brother.
Lost that one.
Myself in the mirror not so long ago, and I told me, do you know? I told me, do you know? All alone in your head, but you don't have to pretend that you will make a change, 'cause you don't wanna change. I'm gonna be real honest this time. I'm okay with it, I am more than fine. I'm gonna roll all less red dice now. Tell me I won't get out.
position for it, but Simple still making it work. And a wallbang shot right through.
So it's simple. He needs a multi-kill. First found. Twist aggressing. They have to double peek. He's getting a shot. He's hitting another one. Simple. No. Simple. That's unbelievable. Single pistols. Good wallbang out of Perfecto. He knows there's enough that can isolate this into a 1v2. It should.
Oh, this shot.
Should.
Oh,
He does.
this
He's
shot.
not doing it again, is he? Well, that's all he needs. Perfecto.
Oh, he's done it.
He does it again. Simple on goes. Yeah. Simple. Double up on the ladder. Only Zyru can deny the Intel Grand Slam. Na'Vi, a couple of bullets is all it takes, and there it is. Their domination is secured. And I think their reaction says it all. So much hard work pumped into this one. Intel Grand Slam in the bag.
shadows. I've come to make a name, ready for battle. Cause I got a throne to claim. Think that I'll crumble, I'll show you your mistake. Where you see me coming, better run for cover. Cause I'm not slowing down, I'm never going under. I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger. So meet the monster, I came to conquer. Smoke clears, I'll still be on my feet. Forget all of my fears, cause I know my destiny. I feel a champion waking inside of me. It's set in motion, the legend's spoken. This is my moment. Can't break my focus, know where I'm going. This is my moment. I came to conquer. you wanna say? I've been looking for you, looking for you, looking for you. Take me down, leave me lost and found. Take me down, loudly without a sound, and I will rise, rise, and I will fly, fly. Rise,
All right, thanks for bearing through the teething issues, boys. We are straight back into the game between Vitality and Mouse here. So for those who weren't around before we had the lengthy tech pause, we are at 5 apiece. Do have a pretty important round here between both of these teams. CT Money, a little bit shaky. ropz and the boys on mousesports just picking up the T side momentum a little bit more. And the same as the last time there was a tech pause, Mac. Mouse have called attack pause straight after that tech pause, and I do believe that's going to be Mytha given some key input there as we see a smoke drop next to the dumpster.
Just, refreshing the memory of the boys, of course. It's been a little while now since they last hit a flick, last hit themselves a nice little spray down, of course. It's back into the mix they go, and just like that, we are hitting the old pause. So maybe some more time for everyone to have a quick chitty chat, or maybe not. I guess we'll see in just a moment. Mouse, however, they've got their full buy on the board. You got Roka, or acoR rather, getting that AWP in play with a decent amount left. Now, Vitality, their money was a little bit all over the shop. So you got Masuda going down to that MP9. 4 A1Ss to play with. And as you were saying before the tech pause, Mitch, you were saying that they wouldn't have a huge amount of util to play with. So I'm not seeing a single flashbang, just 4 mollies, 4 smokes, and 1 HE grenade.
Yeah. So, look, we are going to have another tech pause here, but it is of a more minor variety, guys. We're not having a big server issue. It is just a microphone issue. And I know that our fantastic admins bang these out all day, every day in record time. So, shouldn't be too much longer before we get back into the game. Need to resolve that one. I think it is an interesting point that you raise in terms of the flashes. Yeah, here we go. Straight back into the thick of things. Because those flashes pretty key on the B side. Always Vitality using those quite well to set Kyojin up for success as that B side anchor. That's going to be a little bit more difficult for them. And just in general, a little bit light on the util on the CT side.
Oh, yeah. Getting those mollies down early, but that's a huge pick to get. Vitality just trying to throw a bit of aggression into the mix, but it's shut down by Mouse instantly. Now, it's all up to Zywoo here, who's just holding party.
Oh.
Big flash, though, enables Frozen the opportunity, which he will pull back with that spray, and it's going to be a 2-man advantage for Mouse.
Here we go. A little bit of a double fist pump in the background for Mytha there. Quite happy with how this gun round has gone for Mouse. They know the Vitality's money is on the precipice of being broken. If they can just complete this 5-on-3, then they can potentially take the lead in this half, which is dead even at the moment. Vitality not resting on their laurels, though. A double aggression into short water. Shox is in the middle of the map on Connector.
Mm. He could get in behind enemy lines depending on where he goes. However, with this util thrown towards B, it's going to pull both these B players back towards the site, bait out that final Molotov as well. So Vitality really risking it with that utility. But Shox, he's thinking something's up here, going out the top of Con, but the timing is beautiful for your boy Dexter. And Kyojin and Masuda have a big job to do if they want to get back into the round, but they've chosen the right side at least. However, Frozen lines them up, sprays them down, and that's going to be the lead maintained by Mouse.
Beautiful. Big celebration from Mither in the background. He knew how big and important that round would be for Mouse, and the fact that they get it done so cleanly puts them back in the position that they started the half in before that eco came through and before Vitality got a slew of rounds and got their economy back together. So Mouse, that's a big swing round for them to win, to try to take the majority in this half. Vitality going to take the single eco.
Slow approach from Mouse now. Dangerous play going into Con up against these pistols. That being said,
Yeah.
sticking to their guns.
You layer the mollies to limit the risk. Clear out all those annoying corners.
On that smoke's been thrown to the correct position as well. Molly. Very deep behind Sandwich there, and it's going to force Apex out. I don't know if that tick would have been heard, but Mouse leaving Frozen just to lurk his way around at party. Dexter, however, teaming up with him and looking for some form of info. Zywoo down to 1 HP. Will survive for the time. And Apex all the way back to side as well. No, Dexter can't land the single bullet needed. And Shock's now going to be isolated here at Long Bathroom.
Yeah, just methodical map control being worked by Mouse. Good use of utility, but this is where things are getting a little more worrisome as they work the clock down. Shox is able to come in on the flank. We'll see if he's going to be checked or if he's going to find a nice timing to get some damage done. Mouse running into the crossfire on the site, but not having any issues, and ropz has got the flank locked down. So a very good anti-eco. Not only do they survive with 5 alive previous gun round, they survive with 4 up in the anti-eco, which is going to cement their money for the rest of the half as we head towards the tail end of things. What's Vitality's buy looking like? Again, kind of lacking on some of the util, and they're not going to get an AWP, Mac.
No, not just yet. But that is going to be a very nice lead from Mouse. Keeping 4 alive up against that anti-eco is going to be great for the economy. All these T's going forward. If they get one more round, then that's the majority of rounds found in this first half. Or Apex boosting up just at the perfect moment. Teaming up with the Flash. It's going to be able to get Vitality, that early man advantage, and also spot that short control that Mousewell opting for.
Yeah, that looked a little bit clumsy, to be honest. Not sure how acoR loses the majority of his HP to a molly there. Maybe they thought they were going to be putting it out. Dexter aggressing up short B. And this is one of the duels that has vastly changed with the popularity of the A1S and the obvious buff of the rifle overall, is that, you know, the T's on Overpass, you love to go aggressive up short B against FAMASs and A4s in the old meta. But now that you've got the A1S that can just clean you up on some of those angles, really, it's a lot more difficult to find a higher % success rate on those duels that you used to.
Let's see how Frozen goes with the timing here in bathrooms. Mouse all grouping up, but a perfectly timed smoke grenade going to be blooming there and forcing Mouse on the outside of bathrooms instead. Zywoo still just waiting, has this counter flash to throw. Frozen's going to beat it though, and that's going to be the entry towards A, but they need to deal with Shox at long. But are they going to focus at Bymas? Eyes on the prize, 2 men swinging. It's going to be a nice trade. However, Bymas now quite low, and Vitality still with the numbers advantage.
It's going to have to be some sharpshooting from the Mouse boys here. Bomb does get tapped. ropz and Bymas trying to play the angles, but it's so awkward falling off Optimus, and with the bomb dropped, Bymas has absolutely nowhere to go. Beautiful from Vitality. They only get it done with 2 players surviving though, so they're still going to be light on the grenades. Still going to have a hard time putting the AWP together, but at the least it's another gun round.
It certainly will be. But a solid reaction all off the back of that first pick coming through from Apex. Just keeping the numbers strong. And Mouse, of course, had that awkward engagement to play with as well. ropz falling off the truck, trying to find the line over towards Bank. Now, what are we going to see here? Bymas, oh my god, he's already smashing his way up Con. Almost managing to get the timing onto that boost here that Vitality were trying to get away with.
I mean,
But
even
the molly saves them.
the fact that he just makes footsteps and forces that molly out and means that the boost can't come out is pretty big. Smoke getting invested on short B from ropz over there does kind of make the CTs wonder whether someone's made their way up there. They haven't got short B control right now, but it is a 4-stack to B bomb site, so positioning for Vitality pretty solid here. shox is making his way back towards A, but Zywo's still deep on A towards bathrooms. He hasn't heard or seen a single thing. Tower boost to try to catch a player. Coming through Con could be dangerous if Mouse start to contact their way out of Monster. But with that smoke down, they're still going to take a little bit more time.
Yeah, Vitality. The util has been so on point at just slowing Mouse down every time they've tried to come towards this B site. Except for, I think, round number 2. Either way, Apex, really playing the hole in the door. Boost, getting a huge amount of damage out, and Mouse now at the 30-second mark. They're going to throw a full Exi on B and send it to A, but Zywoo's standing here in their way, and he's going to be able to find one great util as well to slow them down. Mouse, there's almost not a damn answer. There's not a route into sight here. It's going to go right down to the final couple of seconds. Big HE comes through, but acoR at least finding an opening. shox, back of sight. He has to try to stop this from happening. Mouse, they get to sight in time. Just enough time to plant. The Suta tries to save it, but it's kyojin in a 1-on-3, and he's looking at the economy. So that's a round for Mouse out of bloody nowhere. Great late round call.
Yeah, it's an absolute clencher, but Mouse, they have all the right angles covered at the right times. They knew that it was going to be very difficult to get into that big site. They'd just given so many tells over to Vitality. The utility layering was going to make it very difficult to pass into that site effectively. Just the smokes and the mollies from Vitality being dropped at the right times. And that's the great thing about running those T-side defaults. A lot of the time, you work in the middle of the map. You have that connector player that gives you that contingency plan to go back up to A. But they never even took that A bathrooms control, which is what makes a call like that so dangerous, right? If you don't have bathrooms, if you haven't worked your way through the map earlier on to actually take that map control, then with 30 seconds on the clock, faking B, going back to A could be absolutely disastrous. But what makes it work so well for Mouse there is just their ability to have great spacing and be able to just hold all the right angles and trade out effectively. So they have broken Vitality's money right on the 15th round of this half, and they have a potentially easier round to claim for themselves if they want to go for the 9-6.
Just getting all those critical kills. Speaking of Zywoo, going to be finding himself a very nice opening indeed. Straight from the stairs and off the back of the pick. Look at that rotation. Vitality going back to a long control setup. Happy to play the numbers. Oh, ropz though. Smashing his way out Monster solo, taking that 1-on-1 engagement with kyojin.
Yeah.
And evening things up here.
Don't mind a play like that, considering the context of the round. You lose that first pick. Not bad to potentially cut a corner. You had the spam through from the teammate as well to make it a bit safer of a play. So ropz evening up the man disadvantage, and Mouse now in this 4-on-4. They've worked through the middle of the map, cleaned out connector. Now starting to head towards the Vita side.
Oh, shoxy in the corner. Able to fight for his life. Zywoo chiming in for that second. And all of a sudden, the numbers for Mouse are thinning. Bymas unable to connect there onto shox. Crosshair a little bit shaky. And ropz 20 HP. He's opted for the AWP to play with. 20 seconds to get to site and plant. But there's a whole lot of Vitality members all grouped up here all around that bomb, which still needs to be retrieved close range. shoxy lands that headshot, and it's going to be 8-7 at the half. Mouse in the lead going onto that CT side.
coming to IEM Winter, we are happy with our second place we at Blast last week. We didn't have that much time to rest before coming into there. We honestly don't have any expectation coming to this tournament. We just gonna try to take the second place as Blast as a good thing, and if we can manage to do a good result there as well, it will be nice.
So this timing could make or break the round for
Oh.
either side.
He thinks he's cleared it out though, so
Yeah, this is going to be the flash over the top of Con.
oh, and ropz, he's not going to be blinded by it, so could get some damage done. He'll find one, and is it enough? I guess we'll find out as Mouse now scrambling all the way back down to B. Vitality just edging their way forward. Heaven Smoke comes through. It's going to be another 1-for-1 trade. It's just followed up by nothing yet. And Vitality, they're going to be able to make their way to site. Get that bomb planted the default now. Zywoo thinning out the CT numbers. P250, very crucial to the round. And it's going to find the final kill as well. Vitality, big T pistol. Both teams picking up one pistol each now. And going into the second. Vitality, they're going to be right as rain to take this. Because I don't expect Mouse to force it.
Oh, it's the second round on the CT side. I think you usually see the forces much more.
Okay.
I think in this current meta, I've mostly seen teams take the save on the T side, wanting to go for that AK armor, which kind of makes sense as well because, you know, once you win the pistol on CT side, it's not so difficult to get the A1S armor going, and that just destroys force buys. But it's a question for another time. We're going to see a very, very quick one straight into B. The run boost across straight into Shox' crosshair. Mouse, they wanted to set up for a bit of a slower round, perhaps maybe get the scout going and get some picks rolling, but they've just been exec'd on straight away, Mac.
Yeah, they just couldn't get into any positions here on B, but they are just going to try to turtle up, try to play around the smoke now, but it's easy pickings for Vitality. Frozen slides one away with the deagle, but acoR's got a big job to do here with this scout. One body tag onto kyojin. Is it going to be enough? Apex spotted. Smoke to heaven just to buy some space for Vitality to play with. But acoR, a couple of nice shots coming through. Might just win it. Going in through the molly. Gets another body tag, but it's not enough to net a single kill for him. And there it is. 9 on the board. Vitality in the lead.
Yeah, and they've had a pretty similar start to the half that Mouse got on their T side. The difference being that Vitality eco'd Mouse on this round of the CT side. So Mouse with the Deegs, if you wanted a completely dead even game, this is where you'd want to see them eco Vitality, but I'm not so sure that's going to happen so regularly. You got Shox on the money man, Mac 10. Just dropping the Molotov over towards the B side of the map, and it seems like a 3-1-1 towards B for Vitality. They're going to very quickly send Shox straight up short B.
Ooh.
Difficult shot for ropz to hit on the run and gun man. And Vitality just straight into B.
Yeah, Apex just thin and thinned out for the moment, but it's going to be the 2-tap from that USP. Dexter falling, though. So trades favoring Vitality, and the site looking pretty damn secure. Long range, acoR again just going to be trying to fight for his life. Getting big chip damage done. Zyro retreating, just looking to stay alive on 20 HP, as Shoxy could be falling. Either way, any extra financial damage done is good for the long run.
Ooh.
And, oh, that deagle might just have done
To
it.
shoot the nade.
Not just yet. Not just yet. I was talking about earlier how those physics, could be added at some point. Imagine, though.
Is that
Imagine.
Source 2?
Yeah, Source 2 coming soon, right?
Yeah, I heard that. Maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So soon is all relative. Like Dad's coming home soon. Anyway,
Oh, no. You went there.
yeah. Well, it's looking like a pretty healthy buy on the CT side here for Mouse, and hopefully the first of many. Vitality have got plenty more money's worth of gun rounds to get to. Triple nade onto the ABC jump spot, and I see ropz over there. Didn't take too much damage though. Seemed like he kind of anticipated that timing after the initial spam. Took a couple of steps back and avoided the nades nicely. So after the initial triple nade, Vitality starting to shift more into a 1-3-1 actually. Shock's quite passive towards the B side of the map. Vitality, they're working connector.
acoR.
Could definitely get caught here.
Oh, he's just taken that second in the right direction, and now we'll get in behind the T's here, not checking for more. So he's just going to happily take zywo with open arms and then escape away back to long. But he's got, not a lot of help here, ropz. Maybe a couple of flashes over from the A site, but other than that, man's lost his noggin. It's just ropz here to defend A now, taking some bathrooms control. As that's all happened as well, there's also the pick towards B, and Mouse now trying to win this 4v3.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised to see the re-aggression in towards bathrooms. Might even see ropz go into short B in the mid round, depending on how much longer this goes and how much info Frozen's able to get. He's going to continue aggressing bars. Might have heard some footsteps towards long, but caught by kyojin. Vitality, with all their I's dotted and T's crossed, just holding the right angles, and in comes the A exec from long. A smokes to jump up and bank as well. Molly back sight. It's clearing everything out methodically, and Mao's most likely on the save.
They have not moved a muscle. Down to the B site there, ropz and Bymas happy just to keep the A1Ss alive. ropz, however, hunting to maybe do some more financial damage. Just hold his ground at maze. And wait for Vitality to inevitably come for this hunt. They can afford a gun or two. Bymas, he wanted that molly, but he's fully locked away from it.
Is that another Source 2? Wishful thinking. Eon grenades.
Exactly. And Vitality, look, they were invested to the hard hunt, but Shock's now knowing that both the CTs are probably still locked in together. Over towards B. And happy just to play their own financial game. 11 on the board. Vitality off to a tear here in the second half.
This is a difficult situation. This half still has a whole lot of legs in it. So, there's two schools of thinking for Mouse. You can half buy around the M4s. You could try to drop 2 M4s and make the last one an MP9. I don't mind this approach. Half buy gives you an outside shot of winning it. You definitely want to get that AWP rolling on acoR if you can. So just knowing that there's still time in this half and maximizing that loss bonus to keep your economy healthy. Not a bad approach. Plus the digs are definitely dangerous, especially for someone like Frozen.
Oh, Apex. Getting that nice trade. Good timing. And again, just going on a bit of a solo mission here at 8. Lining up the Mouse players and taking them one by one. Dexter has this flash that he wants to use. Try to set ropz and Bymas up for a successful round. How's this economy? And have a look at the timing here from Shocks. He might be able to find his way straight through B because Vitality haven't committed to anything. They know that Mouse is one of these teams that tries to push when they are man down, try to find an advantage from a bad situation.
Yeah, I mean, Overpass is one of the main maps in the pool where CT side aggression is just par for the course. You can't just sit back on the sites. It's not viable. There's so many opportunities for CT aggression on so many different of these lanes of attack.
Well, it seems that Shocks has gone for that rotation back with the bomb. Grouping up with the rest of the boys here. 3-1 split into 8.
There's so much util on the T side. Like, they can just blanket this A site.
Looks like that's about to happen as well. Molly's thrown from close, so spacing's nice. However, ropz able to find a single kill. It's just Dexter. retrieving that A1S, but also spotted Masuda. Big couple of entries in towards site. 3 kills for him, and that's going to be 12 on the board now. Mouse really losing all that momentum, but they are going to be going back into another gun round.
Yep, another good buy-in. But this is going to be an absolute grind from Mouse. 12-8 for Team Vitality, but it's not only the T-side rounds that they've already put together, it's just how well they've maintained that economy. They've got plenty more buys left in them, which means for Mouse, although they have the loss bonus behind them, they need to win gun rounds consecutively to get back into this game. Maybe 2, 3, or 4 to be able to break that T-side money. Which, considering the form that Vitality has been in the earlier parts of this game, that's not going to be an easy task. Especially because you've got the 2 ends of the spectrum of T-side riflers. Apex is opening up these rounds, and shots on the lurk through can potentially make your life a bit of a nightmare.
Let's see how the contact goes in through bathrooms. Very tight line being held here by acoR. Frozen looking to play off that contact, so Vitality choose to go long. It's definitely the path of least resistance.
It's all going to be on this bathrooms contact, and it goes away at Mouse. They found a couple of first picks on this CT side. See if they can maintain that man advantage.
Ooh, dropping that smoke as well, and Mouse looking to continue holding close. acoR really wants a second chance at this pick. He's going to find his head taken off. Frozen able to at least get that 1 trade HE invested, but the numbers advantage is there for Mouse, and this is a situation they haven't been in yet on a gun round, so we'll see if they're going to be able to convert.
Yeah, and this is where Shox activates. Man down situation, trying to create some space towards B, pull some more rotations or find a pick, but it's a nice little 2-man setup. Mao's just ping-ponging off each other's contact, and Kyojin wanted to try to come back in after Shox had found that pick, but pressure was never created, and Mao's passed the first test of many that they'll need to get back into this game. They win themselves that CT gun round, but more importantly, they win it cleanly. 4 players surviving is going to be a money-building round for them.
It certainly is going to be a long slog. 3 more rounds. They need to add to the tally just to tie things up. That could be good for them if they can manage to stabilize this economy. That is what's going to be crucial for them, because Team Vitality on the T side, if they do start to make this round loss bonus built up, then all of a sudden Mouse could be in trouble. Either way, Mouse are going to be looking for the short control, which they will take. Vitality, they're here as well, just lining up a couple of the nades. ropz boosted over into Con to try to spot any early T-side aggression.
Oh, the feet could be spotted here. Mouse, they've just been flashed off the line. Absolutely decimated by Shox. And they're just going to pick up the pace towards B. It's only Dexter here, rocking a hard place for this man. Caught in between the 2 arms of the exec, but he knows where Shox is, and he's safe for the moment, Mac.
And no one fully clearing out sandbags, but
no
Apex
way.
is expecting the swing. Man, that one is going to hurt Dexter. Oh,
Yeah.
timing it. It's so rough.
That's what we call the 1%er.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We used to have calls for it that it's like, it's 1% that he's here, but like hold it. So we used to say just like 1% sandbags, like something like that. And Apex has just got that covered. Great game sense. Looking for that 3rd player on B that you haven't made contact on. Like, you know that it's the 2-man aggression in towards short B, and there's got to be a 3rd player behind that somewhere. Doesn't look like Mao's able to hold on to any of those guns at the end of the round, which means that their money's in a weird state. They could have ropz buy over an AWP and acoR drop an A1S, and this could be a buy. And indeed, they will put a buy together. Frozen is going to have to go down to Famis or MP9, which kind of sucks. But apart from that, it's serviceable. The problem is that they're getting further behind the 8 ball. Not only has Vitality picked up another round, but again, they've done it pretty decently. So they've got good money built up yet again. And Mouse, they're back basically at Groundhog Day, trying to break this T-side economy over time. But not only break it, you know, they're also getting towards the tail end of this game if Vitality get any more rounds.
Masuda hunting for anything in through this con smoke. Mouse changing up the A-side defense, just acoR. Over towards Divider. Frozen as well, trying to hold, but there it is. Flash into short again. It's going to favor Vitality with the trades, and ooh, a bit of damage into Frozen as well with that wallbang. But attention just looking to be drawn now. Dexter lining it up for the double, and Mouse just like that, swinging the round back on its head, back in their favor, but it's ZywOo in a 1-on-3.
Yeah, Mouse consistently changing up their setups. ZywOo's definitely capable of winning this one, though, and he's able to isolate Frozen in con. Knows that that's where the player was. He knows Dexter was short beat, and acoR was likely floating around the A side of the map. So this is where ZywOo can do all the calculations of the rotations in his head. Knows where the CTs were last playing, and he's going to choose to push towards one of the extremities.
Just clear everything out on the way as well. A slow and methodical approach. Dexter, you can see him just hanging around at graffiti. Happy to play for the retake. Giving ZywOo a whole lot of respect, which he definitely deserves.
Yeah, both of the CTs just playing those one-and-done positions. acoR just holding the bank line. Dexter back to the wall and graffiti. But it's a beautiful timing from him. And that's a massive impact play from Dexter. He's able to walk into short B and multi-frag. And like I said, Mouse changing up their setups time and time again. You know, you can see the Vitality players, they're kind of counting the numbers. They see those two towards short B. They know Frozen was in con. They're not expecting that fourth player on the B side of the map. And that's where Dexter's able to activate and catch both of these players off guard a little bit.
Really good coordination there from him and Frozen, I believe, there in con, just to pick up those 2 kills, draw the attention from the Vitality players.
Yeah. It's a round that did not start well for Mouse. They've been changing up their setup all the time. Like, you know, they had that short B boost. They played the standard sort of 3B2A before. That round they play 4 towards B and lean heavily on the AWP towards A. So it's going to be hard for Vitality to read this CT defense, but they reactively have just been playing very well. They take attack time out there. Get a little bit of input from Xtaz. And Mouse, I mean, again, they've just reduced their loss bonus, so they're down to 2.4, and with no money in the bank, a economic reset here could see Vitality leap up to map point.
Oh, but look at Mouse. They've gone for the aggressive play here at Fountain. We've got ZywOo just around the corner here. Running straight into Frozen, who wasn't blinded at all. Apex will survive just barely. The spam not able to connect enough bullets. He'll survive on 17 HP. ropz, forehead still at work there in the player cams. But Mouse now just trying to figure out where they need to be as Vitality. They're going for a mid-round bust straight out towards B. Utility, the plethora of it just smashed across, but the T's now starting to wrap all the way in through headshot. Bymas has to go huge, and he will find that second headshot all the way. masuda able to trade, but the T's so damn low. acoR holding a nice line and buying so much time for this flank to come through. ropz, 3 bullets, all it needed to try to get this clutch through. Apex in the open, bomb down, and masuda now 1-on-2 in behind both of the CTs, which positions are known. And he's just figuring out exactly which way to go. ropz giving a little to head to short instead. And masuda, smoke gonna fade on him. No util. All he has to do is try to find the right fight, but how's the timing? ropz, awkward position for masuda to try to pre-aim, and ropz is going to be the savior of the round. 2 kills at the end, and a big one for Mouse to stay in the game.
Absolutely. And now they've actually kind of made Vitality's money a little shaky. Interested to see the economic decision Vitality makes here. That was a big round for either team, and Bymas holding on with that 2K was absolutely massive. Changed things completely. Because I felt like those Mouse players were actually a little out of position considering the context of the round, you know? I expected that short B smoke to come down, but they kind of both got caught in transition almost.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, this is kind of what I expected, though, out of a round like this. Some hero AKs and some deeks to try to even up the money, but Apex has gone quite low on the cash.
Vitality looking to gap Mouse here. However, they're going to be walking straight into this long setup. Frozen, however, caught off guard. Wasn't expecting the slow swing that dry and that early in the round.
And Apex just showing no respect. Jumps up on the flower pot, takes the duel with the AWPer of acoR, flash back onto the line. acoR knows Apex is just caught in the corner, but turns beautifully. That's the beauty of that high sense gameplay. or higher sense gameplay. I definitely could not do that swipe. That's for sure.
Yeah, Apex as well. Fully believing that his flash was perfect there, unfortunately. For him, that acoR had that high sense. Dexter in the corner. Going to be able to go for a 1-for-1 trade. That's a A1S retrieved now. And Vitality, all 3 remaining players with rifles in hand. Oh,
The crab,
Shoxy.
though. Absolutely could be huge. acoR on that short line, though. That should be a freebie for him, unless the movement is beautiful
Oh.
from Masuda. It's not quite readjusting well enough. Bymas was ready for that B monster walkout as well. It's all on ZywOo. He can't get it done. acoR, beautiful cover from heaven. And Vitality, this is where investing so much in those hero AKs will come back to bite them with a close game like this. Apex down to 3.2 after spending a lot on that AK armor. Yes, the risk versus reward was definitely there. If Vitality does a lot of damage or picks up a round like that, they would for sure break that CT money. But now they're staring down the gun round where util is very limited on a couple of the players.
Should be an easier round for Mouse to get that 13th on the board, but we'll see how their positions work out. They are going to play A aggressive. And 3 players here as well. But will they expect this 3-man push up con Molly? In towards playground, just looking to drag apart all these CTs, and it's going to work as well perfectly. 2 picks found. ropz not going to be expected here at long. But Vitality knows that there shouldn't be anyone on A if the 3 CT players were playing so aggressive. Speaking of, Dexter, he's gone for a solo mission here all the way through Monster, but he's looking for more. He's waiting for a few more T's to come through. Trigger discipline playing a huge factor, and he's going to line them right up. Beautifully played by Dexter. That's going to be the bomb in the hands of Mouse now, and a man advantage.
Yeah, and all the utility was just used on A. Off angle from ropz at the top of connector. Should be absolute freebies for him. Even just doing so much damage in midair to Masuda. I mean,
Ridiculous.
To be fair, there really wasn't much room for those bullets to spread, even in midair like that. Masuda down to 22. Should be just a bit of a formality for Mouse at this point. I loved everything from Vitality, though, right down to the last detail. Even when those players were walking up con, there was the flash over the top of con from short into short B from Monster.
Yeah.
There's all of the little sound cues that make you feel safer about an A setup. You know, when you're running that default towards short B and you're taking that short B control, even just the sound cue of hearing that flash over short B lures you into a false sense of security. If you're that CT player on that A side of the map, you're like, okay, they're working B side of the map. I'm expecting a T side default. I'm expecting one player over towards pipes here that I can probably just take the duel with. You're definitely not expecting the 3-man walk up con. And it did bite Mouse a little bit. To be fair, ZywOo wins that duel on the player fountain. They were expecting that A aggression, and they punish it accordingly, but good recovery from Mouse.
Yeah. I just want to go back. I just want to watch how perfectly Dexter let that one line up again.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. He waited for just the perfect moment to pull the trigger, right?
Yeah. So, a little bit of luck, some very fortunate timing, but also off the back of some solid patience. Now, Vitality, still got an AK to play with. Masuda, saving that from the previous. And we'll see if they're going to be able to put him in positions to maybe crack some sights open. There are a few flashes here just to try to get him out Monster.
In a BO1, this is one of those brutal situations where Vitality have 3.4 loss bonus. So even with the bomb plant, Masuda could buy up. Mouse have no cash in the bank. They have no loss bonus behind them. So they need to stabilize this CT economy. They can't afford to be losing picks at this stage of the game.
Well, not only that, with impact rounds like this from Masuda, it could set Vitality up for a bit of an upset round against Mouse here.
Oh, this would be crushing, Mac. 5-on-3 now. Vitality, they're even going to group up in towards the mid to late round. Mouse are left absolutely reeling. This will break their money. And potentially, this is the kind of round that just loses you the BO1.
I think looking at the map there, Kyojin just took the head off of acoR jump peeking. So that's ridiculous with a deagle at that range. Now it's up to Frozen to try to buy some extra time for the boys to rotate in, but Vitality, minimal utility. So just going to be going in off the back of the final remaining flashes. ropz head down and hoping for Frozen to do a big job, which he will. Bymas holding off the Vitality players. And it's up to Shox and Apex to make this one happen. Shoxy finding the timing, but Bymas too damn strong with that AK in hand, picking up 3. And that's a very big one for them to win with 3 alive. It got very dicey in the 3-on-5.
A stack gives Mouse the recovery that they needed. That, like I said, that 5-on-3 that could have lost them. That could have lost them the game. Frozen, it's beautiful that he swims off Bymas's flash and saves ropz there, who was full blind head down, and then Bymas again. Massive round, not only the flash to set up Frozen there, but also the multi-frag of his own.
Oh, yeah.
And that stabilizes the money a little bit on 2 players for Mouse, but it's still very sketchy. And Vitality, they have the loss bonus behind them, and they have very real reset potential right at the end of this game. Mouse need a clean round here.
Let's see what they opt to do. Now, broke acoR rather, not going to be able to hit that flick. Costs a little bit of damage in return. Vitality looking just to gun it straight up long. Frozen pushing his way up as well. And there's no more flashes for the A-site players to play with here. So they're going to have to just force the contact. acoR getting stuck in the corner, but is it enough? But he's going to fight for himself. Frozen as well. Doesn't have to do a damn thing, and they still don't know he's here. acoR, 2 big shots to crack open the round for Mouse.
That's massive impact in a critical round. If Mouse is able to win a clean gun round off the back of some multi-fragging in from acoR, it's going to make all the difference right at the end of this game. Mouse on the brink of map point, and if they do it cleanly, they can set themselves up for further CT gun rounds to try to secure it, give themselves more chances at picking up this BO1 and moving on in the upper bracket.
Well, Mouse won the last 3-on-5. Let's see if Vitality can send it straight back. acoR, 30 HP, couple of bullets can send him
Oh, no way.
And that's exactly where he's going. Back to the 3-on-3. Vitality, perfect crosshair placement to crack open the A side, expecting the flank, but Frozen still here, picking up some headshots of his own. Bymas swinging in through the smoke, stopping that bomb from being planted. And it's a perfect aggression from Mouse, knowing that the clock was against Vitality. And look at this, Mitch, all the way to match point.
3.4 for ZywOo and Masuda. 3.5 for Apex. It's either head armorless gameplay or down to Khalil's. Utility will be limited for a couple of these members. What are Vitality able to put that together for us? I mean, acoR, it's big impact from him in a round like that, but now he doesn't even have a counter AWP to contest with, and with the limited util that Vitality has to work with, it's going to be harder to neutralize him on some of the angles. In fact, he's mixed things up, playing over towards the B side of the map this time. Expecting some aggression. ropz with the spam through. It was a 4-man setup towards B, and the tower boost over the top of short B has netted Mouse the opening pick yet again.
It is their round to lose now. ZywOo able to upgrade to the AK. What can Vitality do to get back into the round?
I got Kyojin working that A side of the map a little.
Oh,
Dexter's
another.
able to win the duel. The Galil, not quite good enough to finish off that frag. And Mouse have aggressed up long A as well. They're going to play retake on bathrooms with that smoke on divider. And playing up towards long A as the clock runs down. I mean, we've already seen it several times this game. With only like 30 seconds to go, when you're dealing with that crossfire between jump up and long A as the T side with no long A control, trying to force the plant down on A, it's a potential win condition for the CTs. This positioning from Mouse is impeccable right now.
You got acoR not too far away at Heaven either. Vitality staying silent, staying sneaky. Pushing aggressively in through the A site. Mouse, though, in very solid positions to set up for the retake, and that's going to be the numbers thinned even more. 18 seconds, Kyojin going aggressive, and that's going to be time and space for Vitality to save this map. But is it going to happen? 4v2. Mouse trying to structure for the retake, going for a 3-pronged approach. Bathrooms long and all the way in here from the B side. Frozen falling. ZywOo, is he going to be able to save this?
No
Kyojin
way.
finding another one-on-one.
No way.
He's taking the head off of Dexter, and Bymas in a 1-on-2. Time against him. Kyojin spotting. And such an awkward place for Bymas to try to force the plant. He's going to lose it. Vitality in the 3-on-5, the 2-on-4. They've brought it back all the way to 14 to 15. Economy in the bin for Mouse. And now overtime is on the cards.
You're going to take attack timeout as Mouse. But I don't think it's going to be easy to mentally recover from a round like that. Just so many 1v1 duels being taken by the CT side. You're just seeing it on the replay right now. Kyojin and Zaiwu are just having a field day. They're just taking 1v1s that whole round. The position for Mouse was almost unlosable. Like, very nearly unlosable. That's about as good as it gets in a 5-on-3. You know, they knew they were playing retake on the A site. You still see acoR get caught knife out, running to jump up, just assuming that the T's can't walk through, even though he should know they're playing retake A. And Vitality, they turn around an almost impossible round to keep themselves in the game. And like you said, money's broken now for Mouse. It's almost certainly going to be OT. And Mouse will be kicking themselves if they drop this BO1 after being in that, 5-on-3.
Oh, that was Mouse's best chance of winning. Let's see if they can maybe force something to happen here with the lackluster buy that they're left with in the final round of regulation. If they can maybe just get this one across the line, they're going to be so damn happy. Have a look at this. You can see that they were thinking about going for the boost now, but worried about this in slow push from... Oh my lord! acoR 2 with the 5-7 at that range. Couple of one-taps. And just like that, Mouse now looking to try to find a little bit more vitality, though, hitting the brakes, and Zaiwu expecting this pressure from Con. But will he expect ropz here as well?
Molotov stops the flood through the smoke towards jump up. 2 A1S players over here. Boost over the top. Could find Mouse something if unchecked. But the bomb goes down for Zaiwu. ropz still trying to work his way up. Con needs to find the right timing to get past Shocks, and that's a nice pick back in for Mouse.
It's a boost you don't see too often because of how dangerous it can be, but it's definitely worked for Mouse for the moment. T's looking to maybe play this together. Apex on the long wrap all the way around, but ropz just not worried about inside bathrooms there. Now the bomb going to be planted for both of the Vitality members. Flash over the top, 2-man peeking. It's perfect, but the trade does not come through. Bymas, he does not have a kit to play with. He has to try to take the fight. It's shaky. He's down to 19, and Shocks knows that he's won it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going all the way to overtime. Overpass is not done just yet, and to get there, we've got to go to another break. So we'll see you just after this. Out Overpass has allowed them to take it into overtime and give themselves a shot, but now taking the map again.
Yeah, and a 4K from Kyojin, who just goes absolutely nuclear, relishing in the 1v1s he's given and winning every single one of them. As we head into OT, now we have no money woes from either of the teams, so we get a double AWP out of Mouse for the first time so far. Not something that Vitality have had to deal with in regulation. That gives us a little bit of a different look. Vitality, they're really taking their time, feeling out Mouse at the moment. Very, very passive, slow-paced default right now.
They've managed to get Dexter here into shot, which has been a very solid piece of map control for the CTs. Maybe a late take if we do see Apex head into con with Masuda. You see a flash remaining for Shox, who could just belt it out over the boys. However, ropz taking first contact over towards long now. And you can see Vitality, the protocols are to still go out short here. Dexter not spotted, so able to trade for one. Frozen winning the one-on-one with himself and Apex. Long range, finds the head of Frozen.
Yeah, regression into con from Dexter, though. Knows that he has to make a play in the mid-round as the A site's been lost. ZywOo kind of ready from that top of con swing, but still goes down. But the Molotov going to keep Dexter back. 20 seconds on the clock. Vitality scrambling to get towards this A site, but acoR's already here, Mac.
Oh, all the way out to Optimus, just in the nick of time, but he isn't looking over towards long. Smoke down. Oops, spotted. acoR. Now both the T's looking to trade here. Apex, bomb in hand, taps it, expects the aggression, and Dexter caught spamming. So that's going to be the lead found by Vitality. Now when was that 3 rounds in a row, I believe?
Yeah, doing well for themselves. Really running the clock down. Like I said, quite a slow default. They burnt a lot of time off the clock, anticipating that initial aggression in OT. But they still get it done. Last 20, 30 seconds of the round. Only started progging towards con and bathrooms control at like a minute or so.
Yeah.
It was a bit slower than sometimes you'd see.
Not this
This
time.
time, yeah, Vitality changing things up completely. Very fast, short B control, but this A aggression has been absolute money for Mouse every time.
Oh, big flash, but Bymas going to be going down regardless. ZywOo not blinded and expecting that close range fight. Now Masuda, how's the timing for him? Not too good. Couldn't get the door closed in time as Frozen strikes at the right moment. There's 2 more T's to find on the other side of the door, but Frozen, he's not knocking. He's just running the way. We're going to deliver some more danger back in the other direction. Apex holding deep in T-spawn. And Vitality, they're trying to use every second.
Yeah, Frozen biding his time. It's a man advantage for Mouse. He's quite happy to just sit in con for the rest of the round, knowing that the rotation can't come out without him potentially having eyes on it. Mouse still set up quite nicely towards this B site. It's going to be acoR on the AWP, playing around that pillar position, and Dexter on the off angle. So there's no utility here for the CTs.
Ooh. But Frozen, he has managed to find some more timing for Mouse. 30 seconds, and there's no reroute back to A. This time, acoR striking for 1, but Apex, he wants to go huge. Unfortunately, there's way too many CTs standing in his way. And it's going to be Mouse finding their first here in OT to keep it even. Going into the final round of half number 1. Let's see which way this one ends up leaning.
Yeah, individual duels and timings have been really changing things. We've had a couple of messy early to mid rounds where you get the initial exchanges and aggression all over the map. Very quick tower boost from Vitality. Actually fluffs it a little bit, so they missed the timing on that player potentially crossing heaven. Double molly from Mouse allows acoR to get so deep in towards party.
Ooh. And he's going to be able to cause it to have some impact. Apex, though, happily just jiggling straight back again. Cheeky smile in the player camp, too.
And you know that Apex is on that massive crosshair as well.
Yeah.
So, like, that shot is phenomenal from that man. He's not on that Pixel Rocks crosshair. At least he didn't used to be. He plays on that big one. He's having a hell of a game for himself as well. Back into the 4-on-4. Masuda once again working the middle of the map towards con.
Ooh. ZywOo spots that jump peak and Frozen. Ah. He took a risk, and it definitely wasn't worth it this time. Didn't notice it was ZywOo. Scoping down the line. And that's going to be the man advantage. Lost. ropz now looking to push forward. He's just trying to isolate a fight. Flash over the top from Dexter, but it's not good enough to enable ropz to kill. Now it's a 2-on-4. Vitality definitely in the driver's seat for the round. And, oh, Apex, he's looking to go forward. Man's feeling it. Tagging people that aren't even anywhere near his bloody crosshair either. And that is that. Bymas, 5 HP and a dream. But dreams are there to be broken. See how this one goes. He has to go at some point, just looking to play the gap in the smoke. Finds the headshot onto Masuda. But one stray bullet is all it's going to take for Vitality to get across the line in this round. Bymas again just going to be throwing a smoke of his own. Will fall eventually. ZywOo cracking things open at A and then finishing things off as well. But there it is. Vitality going to lead by 1 round, jumping back into that CT side.
Let's see what the buyer looks for them. They didn't mind that double AWP on the CT side. See if Shox does go for it again. And indeed, cracks it straight out in the first round of OT. Is it going to be the double AWP towards A again? No, I saw one of them run towards B at least. So Shock's going to be over towards that B side of the map. ZywOo on top of the flower pot straight away, as well as the aggression up long from Apex. Oh, Shox could find this opener towards short B.
Ooh. Let's see if he decides to keep going forward. He's happy just to hold the line. Looks to pick off a head or two. Flash on, but the scope certainly heard. ropz nice and close, but that being said, kyojin up on the grate. Going to find a tight damn line to put Vitality in a very good position to get this round across the line, and ZywOo makes it that one bit better.
For sure. acoR. Impeccable that he's still got that long A angle covered. Gives Mauser in back into a potential 5-on-3, of which we've seen plenty one so far. We've got Bymas pattering around in connector. Doesn't see any aggression though. And Mouse seems like they want to make their way towards this A side of the map. Vitality 2 apiece on the site. So Mouse still with the man advantage over here.
Let's see if they can find this opening. Smoke fading. ZywOo lines it up and takes it. Dexter falling. That makes it that much harder for acoR and Bymas to make their way in. But ZywOo just going to be playing with his damn food. Almost finding the final one. Jump spotting the line. acoR able to finally find a trade. Another entry. And brings to that 1-on-2. Oh, Shoxy. So damn close here at jump up. Minimal time remaining. acoR's going to try to take the fight. But kyojin has been so damn clutch for Vitality, keeping the series alive and also getting that round across the line to finally put Vitality in a position to have 2 match points to play with.
Just filthy the way that ZywOo plays the angles. Just jump spotting them through the window of Optimus and anticipating the position. You see like the 2 seconds just counting in his head and into the wide strafe. Just absolutely knows exactly where his enemies are going to be at any given point of time. Quick smoke onto connected there for Mouse as they go very quickly up short B. It's a free hit for Apex. The transfer!
Oh my lord, this man is popping off today, and that could just be all she wrote for Vitality. But we'll see what acoR and ropz can do here, because Shoxy's found another onto Frozen. You'd rely on these two to probably be the two to do it. By the way, ropz locked in at sandbags, hoping to catch a timing. But at the same moment, Shoxy's still just scoped in here. It's going to be a spam through an Apex. Everything, he's going to find it. 19-16, Vitality bring it to overtime and take the W to survive in the upper bracket.